Hey y'all, I am trying to get this out. Please don't mind the do-rag. I have a short haircut now. We gotta keep it laid. Also, if you see me looking around, my truck is sitting underneath a tree in my dad's house, and I'm inside the truck. And I don't like bugs, and so I just be looking around to make sure there is no mosquito, especially no spider. Also, no red ants, because do y'all remember Candace from Phineas and Ferb? I don't want, she said squirrels in her pants. I don't want ants in my pants. Like, I don't have time for that. That's too much. It's too much going on without it. This is what the Lord smacked me upside my head with these past couple of days. Just been talking to me, asking me questions about different things. This is my fan I got from a place. I have from Target. If you are mad at me that I got it from Target, get over it. So what the Lord was directing me about was talking to me, asking me different questions, was like, if this person or that person like did not come forward and do their part as it pertains to whatever it is God is calling me to do next, would I still do it? And I was like, well, shouldn't I wait? You know, like thinking, like in my logic, I was like, well, because they didn't do their part, like of course, you know, you got to raise somebody else up first, and then you know, I go and do whatever. And God was just like, you don't sit and wait. You still got to move and put some motion. You know, like put some motion, put some pep in your step. You still got to get up and go. Like, you don't get to just sit there and wait for somebody to just come. No, like, yeah, God will raise up another, but you still got to put in your part. Like, you still, like, you can't just be sitting there doing nothing. Because I found myself like, okay, God, just waiting. And he was like, there's so much more you could be doing. You know, like, I just wanted to wait for the perfect time for, like, money, or, like I wanted to really deep clean my dad's house. I was like, I really want to deep clean my dad's house. I want to go down and deep clean his house for him. He's older and stuff like that. And I was like, before this and before that. And I had been sitting around for the past couple days doing nothing. And my son just kept being like, Mommy, where we about to go? Like, what are we doing today? And I would be like, baby, we're not doing anything. We're staying at home. Not knowing that God was using my son to be like, hey, get up and do something today. Like, whatever that is, you don't just sit around and mope around and do nothing. Get up and do something. And so, that is what it was. I was like, okay, I need to get up and do something. And so this is just my encouragement. Like, instead of just sitting around waiting for it to fall out the sky from heaven, use what you have. Like, for me, like I said, I wanted to deep clean my dad's house before I transitioned and moved on and got ready to leave from being around him and being in this close proximity to him. So I was like, I want to deep clean his house. Well, I didn't have the money to deep clean it, but we have cleaning supplies. Like, my dad has cleaning supplies. And God was like, use what you have. Use what you have. And clean. And I was like, oh. So it was like, I felt like I was just idly sitting around doing nothing, when it was like, yeah, you got this done, yeah, you got that done, but there's other things you asked me and told me that you wanted to do, and you can just use what you already have and get it done. And so, y'all, there is a raccoon. My heart just dropped. There was a raccoon. It didn't come nowhere near me. I just saw it crossing the street. Back to what I was saying. I'm freaked out. I do not like huge rodents, or whatever they are. Them and possums and them big things. Oh no. Like, okay, let me go back to what I was saying. Use what you have. If there's something that you've been like, God, I want to do this, okay, what can you do now to start that? Like, what can you do to start that process? My dad had a little bit of cleaning supplies at his house. I was like, I could just do whatever I have now and use what I have and just, it'll be done. And then move on to the next thing and then keep going. Like, you don't just sit around waiting for God to just drop cleaning supplies out from the sky. Like, that's not how this finna work, baby. And so, or, you know, just like for me, waiting on money and doing all this other stuff. And it's like, just use what you have already. And so that's just what I'm saying. Plus, another part of it is someone else. I've been saying this for this whole year to myself and to the Holy Spirit, that somebody not doing their part in fulfilling the will of God concerning my life is not contingent upon the promise not being fulfilled. So if you don't do, if the Lord say you about to have 10 apples, and Johnny gonna be the one to bring you the 10 apples. Okay, but Johnny say, I'm not bringing her them 10 apples. That's a lot of work. I got to get up on that tree, get them 10 apples, pick them, get them down, and take them to her. That's too much. I'm not doing that. God is going to be like, okay, well, I got Kevin over here, and Kevin is going to get up there and do it with no problem and bring them to you. Like, it's still going to happen. What God said is still going to do. And you still prepare everything you need to prepare. Now, the Lord could show you and tell you, Johnny ain't coming to bring them apples. Johnny is not bringing them apples. And so you don't get discouraged and be like, dang, Johnny ain't bringing the apples, so I don't need to even prepare the pie and stuff to make the apple pie. Like, I don't got to prepare the crust. I don't got to do this, no more. I'm just going to be sitting here waiting for 10 apples to just show up at your door, or waiting for Johnny to get it together and say, okay, God, I'm going to finally do it. No, if God said that window of time that he gave Johnny to sit there and go pick them apples, because God is gracious and kind. He's more patient than us. And so God will give Johnny, you know, a little bit more time to pick them apples. God will be, you know, sending people, Johnny, go pick them apples and take them over there to her. Like, what is you doing? Or go pick them apples, take them over there to him. Like, you tripping. Go pick the apples. And Johnny be like, I'm not picking them apples. All right, well, that window of opportunity that God gave Johnny, go. Now God gonna go and get Kevin and say, Kevin, go and get them apples. Kevin gonna get right on up and say, oh, Lord, you told me to get them apples. I'm gonna go get this tree, get my ladder, get my basket, and happily pick them apples and take them on to exactly where I need to go. Not even just because there's a reward waiting on me, but it's because simply I love God and I want to obey him. And so you still need to prepare the crust. Because the same amount of time that Johnny was probably supposed to bring it, yes, now Johnny didn't, you know, bring it in the amount of time, and so it's a little delayed. But still make it. Still prepare the crust. See, now I'm hearing noises and stuff. I don't do this. What if the raccoon coming up? Oh, Jesus Christ, help me, Lord. So back to what I was saying. The raccoon, Johnny and Kevin. So yes, Johnny could have you don't need the fan. Johnny could have most definitely delayed it. All right, Johnny delayed it. Johnny delayed doing the thing on apples, picking the apples out the apple tree and doing it. Johnny sure did delay it. All right, but you still got to prepare. You still got to make sure that you do your part. Did you get the apple cutter? Did you go and purchase the apple cutter? Did you go and get the crust to get the pie, to make the pie? Do you have all the ingredients to make the apples and the butter and the sugar? I don't even know how you make apple pie, to do all that. Did you get the dough? Is the dough set out, rolled out with the flour and stuff ready to be cut up? Did you cut it up? You know, like, so when the apples come from Kevin, all you gotta do is wash the apples, cut the apples up, peel the apples, cut the apples, and get them ready, you know. What they be doing? Do they put them in like some butter in a pan and syrup them up and, you know, put them in? And all you gotta do is do all that. That's it, and everything gonna be done. And then your pie gonna be done. All you gotta do is wait for the pot to finish, you eat it. You don't stop moving. You don't stop because Johnny said no. Child, the lightning bugs is making me think it's raccoons. All right, I love y'all. Have a good night.